fans, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screams!
I think we need a special title for this one.
I was just going to be calling them Attack on Titan vlogs, but...
True.
AOT Spectacular?
Attack on Screaming Titans? Silver Titans? There's no good mashup here.
Silver Titans sounds like it would be like a boss in a video game or something. I don't know. But
anyway, something. We'll come up with something. Put suggestions in there. We're talking about Attack on Titan.
Ooh, like the Survey Corps, we could be the Silver Corps. Maybe? I don't know. Put your pitches in the comments below. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome back to Silver Screams. We are going to be taking a look at not the first episode of season 3. It's episode 50.
The first
of Attack
episode
on Titan.
of the second half of season 3.
That was,
because they felt the need to divide it up.
That certainly was a way of putting it, and thank you for finding the words where I lacked them. I'm Megan Salinas, and with me as always,
I'm Katie Cullen.
Hi. Hey, and you might be wondering why we're starting on episode 50. And the answer to that question is that we actually have covered episodes 1 through 49 on another network called AfterBuzz TV on the Attack on Titan After Show. So if you're a fan of this channel but you haven't checked that out, but you're curious about Attack on Titan, go check out those after shows. They are a ton of fun, and just sadly our respective work schedules have made it so that we can't really return to the studio this season.
Yeah.
It's so much faster and easier if we can record whenever we're available as opposed to being locked into a particular studio time
that we may or may not be able to make because of working late or other events or
ever since probably about halfway through 2018 I started getting additional responsibilities at work, which means I've been working late. So yeah, for like the past year I've been working. There have just been times where I've had to stay at the office late, and so it's made trying to get to the studio a little bit harder.
And I have a new job with different hours.
Yeah, so in lieu of all that, we're just going to be recording Attack on Titan vlogs and uploading them whenever we can. So, but that being said, AfterBuzz's anime team is going to be covering Attack on Titan. They're kind of rolling that into their show, so be sure to check that out.
Sundays at 5?
I don't remember the exact time.
Sunday afternoons. Find them on the AfterBuzz TV animation channel.
Oh yeah, and I'll definitely be tweeting about that and everything like that. They're awesome. Like I believe our old co-host Veronica Valencia will be there. Our buddy Carrie Lane is going to be covering it. So guys, check that out. They are a ton of fun. Yeah. Good people.
Good people.
So, that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this episode. Katie, how does it feel? Season 3 is finally back. We haven't had an episode since October. How does it feel now that Season 3 has started back up again?
I didn't realize it's been since October.
Yeah, that's when it abruptly went on hiatus.
Yeah, they're like, bye, we're done. We're like, what?
We're like, 13 episodes. Well, at least
here's a cliffhanger hidden in the credits. Bye.
At least we won't have to wait 4 years.
This is true. When we sat down to watch it, like waiting for it to come back, holy cow, it's here, it's fine, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch it, super high levels of energy, and then the very first line is well, Maria enclosed 1/3 of the land that was left to humanity, and both of us yelled at the same time, or so we thought! Just
because that whole episode was near in season 2. Oh man.
Just brain twinning so hard. And being so excited for this episode, and honestly this episode was so good at getting you back into the action and then building tension and just ratcheting it up bit by bit. He made jokes about relatable anxiety spirals, and that's what this episode was. And then at the end and that happens next episode, like, here it is, have fun. Okay, I'll wait a week.
This episode, for me, in some ways the wait has felt like endless. Like it took so long for us to get to April for this season to come back. And then in other ways, it feels like I've blinked and now we're here.
I think they call that adulthood.
Yeah. I think that's just getting older in general. That is the passage of time and the realization of your own mortality.
When the protagonists of the shows you watch stop being people you aspire to, and then stop being people your age, and start being precious children that need to be protected because they are way too young for this
I
shit.
definitely yelled "my baby" once or twice watching this. That's. Oh, go ahead.
No, I've been watching that time I got reincarnated as a slime, and the protagonist is 37. So it's one of those things like, okay, actual adult. So I can sit here and be like, regardless of what's going on, this person is an adult with an adult's reasoning. And that's so different from so many anime that it's just like, we're back to watching, what are they at this point? Like 16, 17? Not old enough?
They gotta be like 17, maybe.
Still too young for this shit.
They're still babies.
Watching these children like make these decisions and have to do these things when they're children who have more life experience than I do. But still.
They've all seen some shit. Like what you said
and
about
the sun is slightly warm.
what you said about like this episode really doing a good job of building suspense and ratcheting up tension. It's incredible how an episode of Attack on Titan, I feel like this is kind of quintessential Attack on Titan, like in a nutshell, where it's like 95% of this episode is exposition and dialogue and focusing on strategy and trying to figure out what to do next. And then the last 5% is high-octane action that made us scream and then sit like this for the remainder of the episode. So, I think this is an excellent way to bring the season back, and it looks like this arc in particular is just going to be
bonkers.
It looks like it's going to be a lot like season 2 in its entirety, which was basically like 10 episodes of like one thing that's happening, but it doesn't feel slow or like it's being dragged out. I think this is going to be one of those battle arcs, so to speak.
The entirety of season 2 took place in about 48 hours.
Yeah.
Give or take. And the first half of season 3, like, we had a time skip. We had a little time. We had some time to think. We had some time where he was kidnapped for a while. That happened. So I think you're right. I think this is going to be, all right, we had our first half of the season. We had some actual passage of time here. Welcome to the second half of the season where I think we had another time skip leading up to this. I think we had a little bit of time for everyone to kind of get together and figure out the strategy and get supplies and whatnot. If I remember this correctly, it's evidently been since October. But I think you're right in that at least the next few episodes, if not the rest of the season, is all going to be... Here's the next 24 hours of everyone's lives. Good fucking luck.
It's going to be a mad sprint from now until the end of the season, I think.
Probably.
But before we go any further, I'm going to give the warning that we would always give whenever we would do our AfterBuzz TV panels. Guys, for the love of God, please no manga spoilers in the comments.
We haven't read it.
We haven't read this portion of the manga. Please be considerate to us, to the people who are just watching the anime as it exists. Please, no
to
manga
your fellow
spoilers.
people in the comments section, like, we see anything, even if it's just like spoilers, and then you put enough entry so that it's below cut, it's still getting deleted.
Yeah. Please,
Just
please,
don't.
please don't.
Respect us. Respect your fellow people in the comments. Just respect.
Don't even do like fake spoilers or be like spoilers, Rosebud was the sled. Like, please don't joke around like that. Like, if I see something that looks like it's a spoiler, I'm just gonna delete it.
Yeah.
And
if it says spoilers, or if someone replies with, hey, why did you do that? That's a spoiler.
well, and here's the thing is one of the big things I like about this series and just about watching this series is being able to speculate and and being surprised. And as great as it is to read the manga, because we had read certain portions of the manga
pretty
prior
much
to
up
this
through
point.
the end of season 2
Yeah.
is where that shook out.
In terms of my enjoyment of watching the show, I enjoy it more having zero idea what's coming. If that's not the way you consume your media, that's totally fine. Just please, please, please don't spoil it for other people. So yeah, that being said, now we can move on. We also get a new opening, which I totally forgot to look up the name of. Katie, what did you think of the new opening?
I don't know what to think about it, because usually, especially for, I keep trying to call them Log Horizon or Linked Horizon. Log Horizon is a completely different anime. Especially for Linked Horizon, they usually have these really catchy songs, and this one felt really frenetic and really like, I don't know how many of you out there have done DDR. I know you have. But when you start getting into like the max 300s and whatnot, the songs where the point of them is that they're very quick and difficult and don't necessarily need to have a through line, that's what I felt like this was. It was incredibly quick. It was incredibly frenetic. I could not pick up a melody, which is weird. So, I don't know. This one has not grown on me. I do appreciate for the animation side of things, for the visuals.
Oh yeah.
That it showed us, like in this first episode, there were 3 people here and they were drinking a drink and there was this and there was that. Like, I appreciate that the opening showed us a little bit of the lead up to this episode, and I think it also showed us a chunk of what we're going to see in this season. I like the visuals. I like the rainbow paint splatters and the slow motion. Not sure I like the song. Honestly, it might have just been the portion of the song that they chose that's like this, but
yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Now, this is Linked Horizon, and I'm probably definitely
not
going
Log
to...
Horizon.
Yeah, I am definitely... Well, it's important to mention that it's Linked Horizon again, because they went with Red Swan by Hyde, I think it was.
I can't remember. It was someone featuring Hyde, and
Yeah.
I recognized him because I've heard enough L'Arc-en-Ciel in my life to know these things.
And
I know those vocals.
It was a good song, but a lot of people were thrown off by it because it was so different, and I think it was very thematically fitting, and the show did it on purpose, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So to have Linked Horizon back is, I think...
a good sign that we're going back into hell.
Yeah, kind of. Because, like, last season, even though it was devastating, like, a lot of the revelations were devastating, or at the beginning of this season, part 1 of this season, even though a lot of the revelations were devastating, ultimately, that half of the season was super triumphant. Like, they've accomplished more than they've ever accomplished, and so going back to Linked Horizon, it's like, uh-oh.
Like, what are we doing now? Well, we're fucked.
So, the song is titled Shokei to Shikabane
Where
no
is it?
Michu.
Yeah. Shokei to Shikabane no Michi.
Much better, thank you. I have no idea what that means, and I don't have the lyrics in front of me right now.
I'm sure someone will say so.
Oh yeah, no, and we can discuss it more in the next vlog if you guys are interested in doing that. But this one's definitely different. Like, you can definitely hear those chords of the original. Exactly. You can definitely hear those chords come back, because eventually the final season, it's just going to be all reprises.
Of course.
And it took I didn't know what to think of Sasageo when we first started hearing Sasageo, but now Sasageo has really grown on me, and I think it's my favorite of the openings, actually.
So too.
And it's so funny because if you go back to our initial discussion on that, we were like, this is weird, it's not really working for me. Now I think it's my favorite. I don't know, it's been a while since I've listened to Wings of Freedom, but that one I actually liked a little better than the original opening. But anyway,
that I didn't.
let us know what you guys thought. of the new opening. Are you yay or nay? Let us know.
Does anyone know where to find the full song?
Usually they won't release it until a little bit further into the season. So, but yeah, if you guys have heard a full version of the song, let us know what you think. Maybe this is just a weird snippet to use.
Because it is super weird. Like, for all the other songs they've done, at least, like, I can pick up a melody, I can pick up a through line, I can pick up a good amount of stuff, and this one's just like...
Should also be noted that on Crunchyroll, we don't get the translations of the opening theme for some reason. I don't understand why.
That is like the one thing that bootleggers do that I prefer over. That's like the one thing that I wish the initial releases would do. And I know that a lot of people are like, I don't like the terrible karaoke. And I'm like, I can completely understand that, but I want to know what they're saying.
Same. Okay, so let's talk about the episode proper. We were joking while we were watching it that this was basically relatable anxiety, the episode, and we get that basically right from the get-go of Eren kind of dealing with the ramifications of like, this, everyone's counting on me, this has to work, why am I afraid? They're going through the forest at night.
Shining lights on the ground so that the horses can see, because if a horse breaks an ankle, you're down a horse.
Yeah, that's no good.
Horses don't recover from things like that. They just don't. They're built poorly. They're wonderful, beautiful, extremely fragile animals.
Thanks for nothing, God.
They're literally running on their fingernails.
Yeah.
Like, that's how horses work. Yeah. Anyway, and they just find a Titan chilling in the trees, not moving. And just think about that. That is a horror movie jump scare without the violent payoff. But you still have the high anxiety and the, okay, brush with death. That wasn't just cat, like some jump scares are.
Cat!
Cat.
I will say that this whole thing, one, it reminds us of how relatable a protagonist Eren is. I know a lot of people were really harsh on him last season because he doesn't have that like same fire in him that he had when this series initially started. I actually think it's a fine change that he's filled with anxiety and that he, you know, is allowed to feel emotion outside of anger. I think this acted as a good reminder of sort of Titan rules about, you know, how they really do tend to move around more during the day, but there are abnormal Titans, and there's a reason why a bunch of Titans were running around at night when that really didn't make much sense in season 2. And like it was basically a good like little recap for this is how our monsters work.
Yeah. While
also reminding the audience about the connections that our main trio has, because Mikasa remarks that, we used to gather firewood here, and it flashes back to that first episode. And this is because they're going back to Shinganshina, the town where everything began.
Yeah. I do appreciate this, how far we've come a bit, and especially with Eren. I know some people were unhappy with last season, like, he's crying a lot, he's getting kidnapped a lot, he's getting that, like, keep in mind that not only did he have to grow up super fast, but season 1 was a lot about him essentially being a rage monster. Mm-hmm. And being a rage monster works in season 1 when things are
simpler,
relatively straightforward, kind of.
As straightforward as Attack on Titan will ever be.
Well, yeah, no kidding. But then we've seen that he as a protagonist is able to learn, and we've seen that he as a person remembers and knows that there are consequences to his actions. The entire Levi squad getting killed as a result of one of his decisions. Like, they chose to stay with him. They gave him that decision, and he made it, and they died when they stayed with him. And he remembers things like that, and he learns from them. So it honestly makes him a better character that he has the compassion for his fellow human beings to go, last time I made a decision like this, people died. I don't want that to happen again. What can I do different? What can I do better? And the fact that it gives him pause instead of him going, well, I'll do it. I'll kill the Titans. I'll beat them. I'll do whatever. Like, no, that's an attitude you have before you find out that several of your friends were actually Titans in disguise, and one of them has massive, massive trauma because of it. Yeah, I know. It's like, that's an attitude you have before you realize that there are betrayals, before you get brought before the high court of the land for something that was...
Everything you know is wrong.
Yeah, for that.
Before you overthrow the world government.
Yeah. Essentially, that's more
Hashtag
of a...
yes, queen.
Yes. That's more of a child's mentality.
Yeah.
He has grown up, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that we have a main character who is able to be uncertain, be afraid, cry, have a breakdown, and is still himself and still gets support. Like, he doesn't have to be this paragon of masculinity to be a good shonen protagonist, if you will, although this is more of the anti-shonen show.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be perfect or a Gary Stu, or even though he's special, like, he doesn't have to be perfect, and I appreciate that.
And he at one point in this episode is we're all special because we're all free.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is a dude that has learned the difference between having powers and being special, and I appreciate that so much.
He's like, the world doesn't revolve around me, and I think, honestly,
Character growth.
I think Historia was his entire ordeal with Historia really helped solidify that in his mind.
Oh yeah.
Because he was willing to sacrifice his life and allow her to take his powers so that, like, this burden could be lifted off of him, and also to sort of atone for his father killing her family, basically. Like, and technically, she was the rightful ruler of the land because his dad kind of axed her family. So,
not that her family was terribly on the up and up.
No. They were awful. But, at the same time, like, and he fully recognizes, like, this is all my fault, and she wanted to save him anyway, and like and she was also willing to put her life on the line, because she never wanted anybody to feel the way she felt growing up ever again. So I think he's really taken those lessons to heart, and he's bringing that into this situation. But I think part of what's also causing a lot of this anxiety is the fact that they kind of know they're walking into a trap.
Oh yeah, they can't not.
And I kind of feel like there's a lot of foreshadowing. I feel like Armin's not going to make it out of this season. Again, if there are manga spoilers, I don't want to hear them.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
But
we're looking at that and going, oh, the death flag's on this boy.
Yeah, because like they're reminiscing a lot about their childhood, and
Armin, you were the one who opened my eyes. I saw your dream, and I'm like, oh, now I have a dream too. And we're sitting here going, Armin, that's why your parents were killed.
And we know that
Dreaming too big.
We know that Eren makes it to the sea. We don't know if anybody else makes it with him. But so they make it back to Shinganshina, and surprisingly, they're able to seal one of the holes in the wall without a hitch. Although, gotta be honest, Eren,
what an awkward pose.
Oh my gosh, the Titan looks so silly.
And what's in the door? That's Eren's butt.
No, I imagine that
we cover that before we start repopulating this area. Thank you.
Had this mission gone off without a hitch, I could totally see tour groups in the future. And this is the spot where the hero of Shinganshina, Eren Yeager, was able to seal the wall against the Titans, and it's just
his butt.
And everybody's... No, I don't think there are cameras. Yeah, I think there are cameras. Yeah, everybody's just got those old-timey steam flash cameras. And they're like, wow! And it's all just pictures of his Titan ass. And the front isn't great either, because it looks like somebody who got drunk the night before who can't get out of bed.
I just see, what's going on in this thread, kids?
No, to me that's total hungover, like, I don't want to get up. It was a super awkward pose. And
I feel like pictures of his Titan ass needs to be the title of this episode.
No.
Either that or relatable anxiety.
I like relatable anxiety. But but. So, I would hope that the plan would be to like construct a nice facade around it should they repopulate this portion.
Facade.
Oh, jeez.
Facade.
But, you know, just because that part goes off without a hitch, you know, there's still a couple of red flags because they've searched the entire area and there's nothing. But, as you pointed out, you know, Armin manages to find signs of a fire, and
like,
he finds
right
camping
away,
stuff. Yeah.
He sees, like, wait, there was a fire on here. Like, they're on the wall, and he looks down and goes, campfire ashes. Like, wow.
And he manages to find cups of what look to be some sort of black liquid. I'm guessing it's coffee.
It would make sense that they wouldn't have coffee because, one, this is Europe and wouldn't really be a place where it would grow, I don't think. For the most part, not the right climate.
I believe coffee beans would have been an import to Europe.
And two,
and if this is a European facsimile, yeah.
And two, it takes room. Whereas tea, you can make tea out of, like, anything.
Again, this is a guess. Again, if you know, shut up.
You can grow bergamot. You can grow all sorts of stuff, and it's just like, it's a little plant. You can do a pot. You can mint tea. You can whatever.
Well, and the other thing is that it could be other societies, because we know that there are other walls out there. It could be that other societies have coffee. Like, that could be a thing that they learned how to make. So, it might just be, something they got from another society with its own set of walls, like Ymir came from. Yeah. So, there was that whole big plot point in season 2 about, other languages.
You can read this? Shh.
And we know that, like, that crate had to get there somehow, so it's trade in between walled cities is obviously illegal trade. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. But, point being, we do get a shot of Bertolt and Reiner hanging out in hiding, and as Armin sort of figures out, they're hiding in the wall.
And I loved him, the Armin anxiety spiral, because that's where we get this of, okay, well, they're not anywhere in the city. Search the city more. Okay, they're not in the city. Where the hell are they? They have to be here somewhere. And he's hanging on the wall,
rotating.
Just thinking about, like, if they ambush Aaron, if we lose here, it's game over. And just, the camera rotating so that he's hanging upside down at one point. The camera work in this episode was wonderful.
Excellent framing.
The camera work, the framing, super well done. Super well done. Super good. But and then he has that flashback to, remember when they knocked a chunk out of the wall and there was a Titan there? Holy shit, there's hollows in the walls. And just between this and Irvin going, okay, you, all you people, you answer to him right now. Do what he tells you.
He put a baby in charge of the other babies.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, Battlefield promotions. He works a lot better when he can just tell his strategies to the person in charge and wait for them to go, that's really good, let's implement that.
Because you also get that added validation of the person in charge going, like, either, we don't have anything better to work with, or, that's a good idea.
Well, and this is also Armin being in a similar situation to Aaron, end of season 1, like, you are now making decisions directly for other people's lives.
Yeah.
And
you literally have other people's lives in your hand.
Yeah, there's no longer someone between you and them making, like, you can propose that, but they would still have to approve it. And now that line of approval is gone and it's a direct line. It's like, congratulations, if you have them do something that gets them killed, it was your choice. Mm-hmm. So, everyone searches the houses happily because busy work, and we get it, and they might be hiding in there, and woo, and when he tells them search the walls, there's this, we did? What makes you think there are hollows in the walls? We're not sure about this, which is when Irvin just kind of trust the chain of command. Come on, guys, let's go.
Well, and what's interesting about that is because that's an indication of, like, how few people actually knew about the Titan in the wall. They covered that up really quick.
And the church knew some of the higher-ups knew, and that everyone who witnessed it knew, but I feel like most people did not witness it because they were too busy taking care of shit going on in the town.
And you don't want to panic the people who are immediately under your command now by going, there are Titans in the walls.
The walls are made of Titans.
I feel like
wall is tightened.
It was funny to me the way Armin put it, because he was like, we, obviously relying on logic hasn't worked, so we have to think of the unexpected.
Logic and common sense doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, so this is anime.
That's your deal, though. For me, obviously he's stressed out, and obviously this is a very tense situation, and obviously coming up with lies on the fly is not the main priority so much as it is just getting people to listen to you. The way I would have pivoted it, I would have been like, hey, what are we here to fix? The wall. You want to know why? The Titan broke a hole in the wall so they could make another hole in the wall where they could hide. Now go do your job.
But also, I do appreciate Irvin just being like, yeah, you're listening to him now, but you're also still listening to me because the buck stops with me and my one arm.
And yeah, he didn't wait for anybody. He's just like, boom, halt the mission, everyone. Which
we're gonna stop until you get your acts together and listen to your brand new CO.
Which, Irvin, I love you, and I'm so glad that you continue to support our boys and girls. I still think Levi should have broken your legs, because your winning streak is probably gonna run out real soon.
It has to eventually, let's be real, and he's on a hot one right now.
I am on a winning streak.
Sadly, they do find a hole in the walls, and the guy who finds it,
I gotta say, this is what I'm talking about in terms of the last 5% of the episode is just high octane. Whoa! Because we have Reiner coming out of the wall, stabbing the guy that found him. That guy falls to the ground.
Poor dude.
He's going to make his escape. Armin cries out. Levi runs down the wall, stabs Reiner in the throat, continues to run down the wall and stabs him again. Realizes that he's not going to have enough time to actually kill him, retreats, Reiner hits the ground, transforms into a Titan, and then
when Irvin's going, keep your eyes out, keep your guard up, their allies could be anywhere, behind him, series of Titan explosions.
It's not just the Beast Titan, it's this line of Titans, which makes us go, did they just have allies at the ready from outside the walls? Or did the Beast Titan kidnap people from another village and just went...
And the question is, how is he able to do that? Because when we saw them making Titans with Ymir, it was an injection. And then same with Historia, it's like, inject this and then eat a man.
I mean, it makes sense that he would be able to affect multiple people at once, because otherwise it's going to take a lot of time. Like, if you think about how Connie's village was completely, everybody was turned into a Titan, you kind of have to think that had to have been done, like, instantaneously.
Yeah.
Because even as the Beast Titan, grabbing people, injecting them, capturing everybody in the town, like, that's going to take time and that's tedious. It's so much, I think it's his power.
To make people into Titans
I think so.
With a Thanos snap?
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but that would be my guess. I mean, everybody has their own super special awesome Titan power. That makes sense to me.
Given everything else that we've seen, I still feel like you have to get that liquid into people somehow. It's possible that I'm assuming he's from beyond the wall in much the same way that we assume Bertolt and Reiner are.
He's from another series. If his look is anything to be believed, he looks like Hohenheim.
The goddamn Yeti. Yeah, there's an Overwatch League joke to be made, but I'll save that for later. Yeah, I don't know if that's his power, but I would not be surprised if they had made somewhere else, if they had synthesized like a delayed action Titan formula.
Sure.
or something like that, or something that needed to be, like, could be latent in someone and then could be activated very quickly. Like, if
Yeah.
they put it into the water supply of Connie's village and kind of waited for that to really saturate and then done that.
Well, point being,
I feel like we still
however he managed to do it.
I feel like we still need a chemistry side of it, because then when he came across, like everyone else he would have come across over the course of the season, why didn't he just turn them too?
You got me. Maybe he just likes throwing stuff.
He just yeet. Yeet. This
really-
horse empty. Yeet.
He just really wants to practice his shot put.
This rock empty. Yeet.
So, point being, however he does it, maybe it's not even him doing it. Maybe it is just a bunch of their allies and they all just transformed at the same time. Who knows? But regardless, he throws a rock and traps basically all of their horses in the Shinganshina area where the Armored Titan is. Bertholdt is still somewhere in the walls, and they are on the inside of the wall where like outside of the Shinganshina area. So they're trapped in Shinganshina right now. So
The horses are trapped in Shinganshina. The humans still have an amount of mobility, but you gotta clear the way out for the horses, and that's a problem.
yeah, exactly. And like, let's be honest, your ODM gear is not going to get you very far without your horses. So they're kind of stuck. And so that's basically the conclusion that Irving comes with, is like, they were expecting us. It looks like they want the exact same thing we want, and that's to end this here and now. Okay, cool. Let's do this then.
And I mean, again, we see a lot of stuff in the opening. At one point, we see the Colossal Titan, who still just looks... God damn, Bertholdt, your proportions are terrible.
They're very odd.
He's got these big tree trunk feet and then these little arms.
He's got very weird arms.
He looks very... The Colossal Titan, when he's not 90% hidden by a wall, just looks weird.
He does.
He just looks weird. But anyway,
Honestly,
there's a shot of him.
Annie and Reiner got much better options than everybody else,
The Colossal
basically.
Titan was made for one reason and one reason only. And when he is not fulfilling that reason, when he's not kicking down the door, he just looks bizarre. But anyway, there is a shot of him walking down the streets of Shinganshina. So again, I think that the opening is showing us bits and pieces of what we're going to see. I hesitate to say over the rest of the season. I want to say over the next few episodes. Because this isn't Sword Art Online, and they're not going to give away the entire season in the opening.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see.
No.
But yeah, I think that just about does it in terms of like what happens in this episode. I just, honestly, those last couple minutes were edge of our seat.
Yelling.
Awesome.
A lot of yelling.
Like, it always breaks my heart to see bad things happen to Reiner, because I fell in love with him before we knew he was evil, and then after finding out he was evil, like, I still felt bad for him because of the whole split personality thing. So I still have very visceral reactions.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I still have very visceral reactions. But this whole sequence was really awesome because it was violent, but it didn't feel overly gratuitous. Like, it felt cool. And that's a really weird thing to say when you're talking about somebody getting stabbed in the throat.
I feel sad that Levi couldn't finish him. I'm like, just behead him! Just behead him! You're done! I don't think you can come back from that shit!
But that's the thing, is
he's not a starfish!
He's propelling down towards the ground, and you have to make a split. And he wasn't dead, so he was just like, okay, out.
Just the fact, like, the eyes rolled back down. It's like Bran coming back, and we're like,
retreat!
all right, bye.
But yeah, he hits the ground, and his transformation was really cool. And those whole last couple minutes, and the Beast Titan showing up and getting, like, having the trap being sprung, all of that was awesome, and it makes me so excited for the next episode.
Oh, yeah. And just the preview that we got.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of this in the preview and a little bit of it in the opening as well. But Aaron using the crystallized power just on his fingers so he can brass knuckle it up and break the Armored Titan's armor. Like he's got a one-up on this.
I loved it in season 2 when Aaron was able to basically win that fight. He would have won had Bertolt not cheated.
That's what Bertolt does.
Yeah.
He cheats and screams
But
a lot.
Aaron was winning that fight because he was fighting smarter, not barreling into it as a rage-filled monster.
He was fighting just as hard,
Yeah.
but he was also fighting smarter.
Yeah, and so it's nice to see that continuation of him fighting smart.
Yeah.
And using his head in battle instead of just going Titan. So
I miss that abridged series.
I do too.
I know why it's not coming back, but I still miss it.
I do too. I miss it a lot. And don't worry, we will continue to reference it from now until eternity.
Yep.
So that, I think, is going to do it for this week. Is there anything else about the episode you want to comment on?
I'm terrified and I love this. I'm so excited.
I'm so happy this show is back.
I do want to make the Overwatch League joke when we're done.
Okay. I mean, you can make it now. I just won't get it.
It's a little... Well, one of the Overwatch League teams is the Vancouver Titans. And their logo, their mascot, looks like a Yeti. It's this big blue and green terrifying thing. And one of the other teams, the Hangzhou Spark, started this tradition of when they face off with a team, they do art of their mascot facing off with the other team's mascot there's been cooking, there's been DJ battles, there's been martial arts, it's just been really cute. The Spark were the first ones to depict the Titans as Thanos, but there's been more than one Attack on Titan joke. And I'm sitting here going, you see the Photoshop of the Vancouver Titans Titan over the wall, and then you Photoshop your logo onto the back of Aaron's coat. Like, okay, why has nobody Photoshopped the Vancouver Titan as the Beast Titan? They look almost exactly alike. Like, it's perfect.
Hey, Internet.
Why hasn't anyone done it?
Hey, Internet, do that.
And here's what's funny. As of the recording of this video, 2 stages into Overwatch League Season 2, the Vancouver Titans are undefeated. And they are the only team that is completely undefeated in this season. So it's just like, yep. Photoshop it as the Beast Titan. Come on, guys. Do me a favor.
Challenge issued, Internet.
Challenge issued. Do something fun with that shit. The stage finals are next weekend.
Anyway, I'm so excited the show is back. I've missed it. I love this show a lot, and so I'm really excited to see what comes next. And as I've made no secret, Reiner's my favorite character, so he was, decidedly absent in the first half of this season, which is fine. It's fine.
It's like, he's back! Oh no!
He's back! Oh no! My heart! So I'm glad that we're continuing that storyline because that was very much a cliffhanger at the end of season 2. So I'm glad we're picking it up now that all of the royal family stuff has sort of been wrapped up. So
For now.
And don't get me wrong, guys. I loved the first half of this season. All of the Historia stuff just gave me life. But it's nice to check in on our boys.
Yes, and just kind of be like, okay.
And I am like, and that's the other half of this equation is what happened to Ymir?
That's true. She just kind of wandered into the fucking void.
Yeah, she went off with these two, and she wasn't hiding in the wall as far as we could tell. Where's she at?
And the other thing I want to point out is when we got the wide shot of the Beast Titan and all of the other assorted Titans, including the one that's doing this.
The one doing the weird side finger guns as he ran.
Who's currently my favorite because I love that they keep coming up with ridiculous shit for Titans to do.
What that is? That's what Kenny would have been. He'd survived and turned into a Titan. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Anyway, you had a point about Ymir?
I did. It wasn't about Ymir. There was a Titan very close to the Beast Titan that has this huge box on its back. Like it's carrying supplies. I feel like that's not an accident.
Maybe cannons?
I feel like that's not an accident. And also the other thing that we need to take into account is, wow, Irvin. I had to cycle through like 5 names before I got to that point.
Mikasa.
It's Leigh.
Master Xehanort.
Eyebrows. Fucking eyebrows. 1 arm. Handy over there.
That's
yeah,
me.
it is. making that comment about, well, they're not the only one that have a surprise in store, and showing a cannon under his arm?
Canister, maybe?
I don't know what that is.
Wait.
Waiting.
Is that the Titan juice that Kenny was gonna use and then decided not
Fuck,
to
I hope
hand it
not.
to Levi?
Fuck, I hope not.
Oh my god. I think that's what that was.
Fuck.
Oh no. Oh no. Well,
here's the thing. You currently have 4 Titan shifters in play right now. If one of them goes down, you inject someone else and nom, and you pass that power on. And given the odds, just in terms of statistically, disregarding every single other factor on the field, if one of them goes down, odds are it's going to not be Aaron. 25% chance it's Aaron, 75% chance it's someone on the opposite side. So then you take advantage of that and you make someone else a Titan shifter and have them eat that person so that you can gain another advantage.
Yeah. No, and could you imagine,
mercenary, but very smart.
Could you imagine if the Survey Corps got the power of either the Armored Titan or the Colossal Titan? That is potentially like table turning in terms of who's going to win this fight.
I would almost say armored more than Colossal, because Colossal is big butts. And I mean, Aaron almost got to him the second time he showed up.
True.
The first time being the initial, and the second time being Titan. So you want a Titan shifting power that's going to turn, well, Beast Titan.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go down in this fight.
I don't think so either.
Nearly enough about Hohenheim's twin here.
But yeah, but in theory, if you could corner him, if you could somehow, if he's trying to make a retreat or something like that, if you could inject somebody with Titan juice, and if they could nab him and eat him, that turns the tables significantly.
And I think that might be part of it, is having that in store so you can go, okay, we're going to make you a Titan shifter now so you can get this power. Or even that, if Aaron does go down, having that last ditch, we still need a Titan shifter on our side. He's done. Eat him.
Yeah.
Which, creepy, but...
Yeah. Oh, boy. I can't believe I had completely forgotten that was something that they picked up.
It's been since October!
It has been.
We were literally talking about Titan juice earlier, and neither of us remembered that.
Nope. But anyway, I
know what's going to be great? In the comments, we're going to be able to tell who waited till the end of the video before they commented, and who commented while they were watching. There's nothing wrong with either strategy. It's just kind of fun sometimes.
And then
sometimes it's like you see someone make this comment, and I'm like, we talk about that in the...
and then we're
we talk about that right at the end.
I feel personally attacked right now.
I came out to have a good time, and I'm feeling so attacked right now. Well, I came out to attack people, and I'm having such a good time right now.
It's called Attack on Titan. Anyway, guys.
Passive-aggressive attacks on Titan.
I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I can't wait for this Sunday for the season to come back. I think it's going to be great, and I'm really excited. Katie, where can people go if they want to keep up with you?
You can follow me all over the social medias, as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you like reaction videos, not of the horror variety, they live on that, I almost said on that Titan channel, on that YouTube channel. I am also on an Overwatch and Overwatch League podcast, as you can probably, called On The Point. That is on that YouTube channel, that is on anchor.fm/On The Point, and that is on most of your podcast services at this point. So find it. It's fun.
And I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I also do a Lost retrospective podcast called No Love Lost, where my co-host Will Link loves Lost, and I don't. And we talk about it. And be sure to follow Silver Screams at Silver_Screams. Like us on Facebook. All that jazz. We want to know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this episode? What do you think of the new opening? Again,
if, like us, you are spoiler-free and have not read further, what do you think's going to happen? If you do have spoilers, feel free to theorize anyway, wildly, but not actually say any spoilers.
Well, and...
be good.
Guys, be cool. Also, who's your favorite character? Mine's Reiner. So, yeah, who's your favorite character? Are you more of a Mikasa fan? Are you a Jean fan? Who do you like best?
I don't think I have one.
Mikasa would probably be my guess.
Hi. Mikasa
They're
is
all-
Winter's favorite character.
She's like, yes, best girl.
Yes, Mikasa, obviously. I just
They're
kind of
all
want to...
they're all so lovable. This is a great ensemble cast of characters. Hanji. Hanji?
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yep, that was it. That was it.
Kenny is definitely in my top 10.
My favorite was Marco, and now I can't be hurt anymore. No. Definitely Hanji.
No, Marco. Which, by the way, in the closing credits, and they have all those flashback stills to when they're in the academy, you just have that one of Marco in the back, like raising his hand because he knows the answer.
This is why Annie killed you.
So mean.
Yes, yes it is. I never said I was a good person. This is the second time this episode that I made a joke about. That's why someone killed you.
Oh.
Two times already.
Again, guys, let us know what you think. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all next time.